Okay. Let's see how this is going. I need to reset the yawn counter. Yawn count is currently at 12. I want that back to 0. Okay, yawn count is reset. This seems to be going decently. Let's see how this is going. I need to reset the yawn counter. Yawn count is currently at 12. I want that back to 0. Okay, and now the stream is showing up. To be going decently. Should probably mute that, otherwise the audio is going to start leaking, and that's just going to become a headache real soon. And link is out. That is up. That is up. We are going good so far. Put this down to that. Have this set to views. Okay. Why is that black? Sweet. Hello everybody, Lenny29 here. In today's stream, we are back with, I am back with another DDLC Plus stream. This one's actually happening on Saturday, again, finally. I'm not missing my stream on this one, again. Pretty sure, no, I'm not pretty sure. I know for a fact that this is the last of the side stories being self-love between Natsuki and Yuri, which I dare say is probably going to be a continuation. Not yawning now, we haven't even started. Which I dare say is going to be a continuation of the reflection story between Monica and Yuri. Because, there's a lot of issues between Yuri and Natsuki in that. And I dare say that's going to be fixed in this one. Dare say. Yeah, if you like the video, if you like the stream, leave a like down below. Also subscribe, because, fun fact, actually, I'm going to pull this up, because I keep forgetting to do so, but I'll do it now. Hello, I'm just going to use this one as an example. My YouTube statistics, I can look at those, and, there's something very interesting in them. It is under my... I don't know where to find it exactly. I think it might be under content? No, it's not under content. It would be under analytics. Bloody... Yeah. 64% of my 65% of my viewers aren't subscribed. So if you're part of that 65%, please go through, subscribe. That'd help a lot. Thank you. I do all sorts of stuff on my channel, from gaming videos like this to live streams. This is a live stream. I don't know. I do a lot on my channel. Play a large variety of games, except horror. Horror is a no-go. I suppose this is psychological horror, isn't it? I don't know, that's an iffy. Anyway, let's just get started, because I'm getting really sidetracked. This is what happens when I try to do a standard YouTuber intro. It's just, hi, this is the thing, let's start. Rather than, hi, let's do billions of stuff and then start. I'm gonna go close the door in a sec, actually. Yeah, I need to close this door. Oof. Lights will be an issue, and also while I'm here, I might as well get a drink. Hello. Okay. Oh, fuck me. Alright, let's get this done, because this is the final side story. And once this is done, we move on to back to the 100% runs. So that's going to be interesting, to say the least. Alright, it's only been one day since Yuri's letter was delivered to Natsuki with Monika's help. Ah, yeah, the letter. What was in the letter? We never found out, did we? Because Yuri chose not to attend the club meeting that day, she and Natsuki haven't faced each other since. Although it's only lunchtime, Yuri finds herself anxiously counting down the hours until she will need to face the outcome of her efforts, whether good or bad. And because the passing by of students was making her feel even more anxious, Yuri picked out the most secluded spot she could find to spend her lunch. Ah yes, down by the stairs. Because this staircase is under maintenance, no student would have any reason for coming here. It's such a relaxing feeling to have a moment of solitude in the middle of a frantic school day. Ah, fuck. Okay, this was interesting. What are you doing here? I just... Yuri grips her book with enough force to wrinkle the pages beneath the pressure of her thumb. Well, what are you doing here? I just came to get a drink from the vending machine. The other one's out of the drink I like. Oh yes. Yuri notices Natsuki fidgeting with a few coins between her fingers. She nods, avoiding eye contact. Natsuki also looks away, shuffles over to the vending machine. It's quiet that everyone of her movement seems to be reverberated through the entire stairwell. After far too long, she finally receives her beverage, which she starts. I accidentally clicked the skip button. Which she then fidgets with in place of the coins. It's some kind of iced tea. But instead of leaving right away, Natsuki stands there in place. She glances all around her. It's like way too quiet back here. It's creepy. I mean, that's not what I meant, really. I mean, it's totally cool and it's your thing or whatever. Like, I can see how it suits you, so... Yes, lots of stumbling. Not because I think you're creepy or something. I didn't mean that earlier. You... No, I just gonna stop talking. That seems like a good idea. I'm stumbling a lot. My brain apparently hasn't woken up, even though... What time is it? Yes, 1:30. Or 1:21. My brain hasn't woken up. This is... interesting. Everything is okay. Yuri finds herself attempting some words of comfort after hearing... Natsuki stammer herself in dejection. Seemingly in response, Natsuki approaches the base of the staircase and hesitantly sits herself down near Yuri. Well, I can leave if you want. Yuri shakes her head. Natsuki twists the cap of her drink and takes a sip. Despite receiving Yuri's general permission, Natsuki doesn't say anything more. Yuri continues to read, or at least pretends to. Why would you pretend to read? There's just no point to that. And the two just sit there for a long time. The tension seems to fade a little bit as time passes. Even without any words, this seems to mean a lot. Seems to mean at least something, though it's not clear what that may be. Lunch ends more quickly than expected. Natsuki is the first to stand up with her empty drink bottle. Are you coming today? To the club? Yuri nods. I'm sorry for being so awkward. I'm really bad at talking about this stuff. I just can't for some reason, I don't know why. But I want to, eventually. There's no rush. I promise. Thanks. It's the next day. Well, that was quick. We're not even 10 minutes in and we're already on the second day. Natsuki appears from around the corner and steps up to the vending machine, glancing at Yuri as she does so. Today she seems to be holding some kind of book as well. Oh, you're here again. Well, I just came here to read because there aren't any people around here. Oh? I thought you didn't like how quiet it was. Well, I don't, but there's no people here, and the music is way too loud. Okay, there we go. I see. Natsuki sits down. The mood feels much different today than it did yesterday. After yesterday's lunch, the club meeting that followed, Natsuki and Yuri are beginning to feel more relaxed around each other again. Although Yuri's letter is still lingering in the back of Natsuki's mind, she continues to detour around it. But it's okay that I'm here. Yeah, I don't care. Hang on. This is starting to annoy me, so I'm gonna just pull this up. I don't remember there being a letter, was there? Hang on. Exit. Yes. Did we ever find out what the letter was? I can't remember. That is the wrong thing. I want this one, because this one's my channel. Here we go. Yeah, I don't think we ever found out what the letter was. Well, Why is it down here? I don't think my live should be here. It should be up around here. That's so weird. Right, anyway. Did we find out what the letter was? Because Monica and Yuri wrote it together, right? From memory. And hey, look! I don't think you... Oh, yeah, you can see it. But that was at my place. I'm at my dad's. Yeah. So was it just... You know, I don't think we ever actually found out what the letter was. So, I'm hoping we will find out... I just closed that. I need that. Skip over to where we're at. Thank you. I mostly don't feel like dealing with the crap I get from friends about it. Especially since, like, they all assume I just stopped reading manga after I joined the literature club. Not that I'm trying to hide it from them exactly. But I just don't want it to come up again now after I've waited so long for this new volume to come out. Literally months at this point. You don't have other friends who are into manga? Not unless online friends count. And Sayuri, but that's different because she's not exactly into it. She just likes it. You know what I mean? Honestly, you're lucky that the books you're into at least look like books, so you don't have to feel like everyone is constantly judging you by what you're reading. That would be so awful. Especially since I already hate attention so much. Well, it's a good thing I have thick skin, I guess. By the way, I would totally recommend finding some friends online if you haven't already. If you're like me and have no one to share your hobbies with. Oh, I have online friends. Since middle school, actually, I was especially desperate back then. It's somewhat embarrassing to reminisce about those days. Sometimes I feel like me from a few years ago would have benefited from a good smack across the face. Oh, whatever. Whatever. We were all just stupid kids back then anyway. Some of the fanfics I wrote. Oh, thank God. I used a... The fuck is that word? Persudium. But I look at it at this... Voice, die, thank you. No, fuck. But I liked it at the time. I get a lot of fulfillment out of it. And plus, I can look back and say with confidence that I've become a better person since then. So I don't think I would change anything. I wonder if a few years from now we will figure that too about our current self. Okay, going up. Yawn counter going up to 1. There we go. Probably. That doesn't make you uncomfortable? No, of course not. I don't care what other people think of me, especially someone who doesn't even exist yet. Alright, here. Natsuki raises her hand to her face and forcefully slaps her own cheek. That's me from the future coming to terms with me right now. Also, ow! I didn't mean to do it that hard. Yuri didn't seem to react. But then, to Natsuki's surprise, Yuri shyly looks to the other way before lifting her arm and doing the same thing to herself, loudly smacking her cheek. She turns red and stares into her lap, but is unable to hide a smile, as though it was a really funny joke. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't know you had it in you. I didn't even know why I did that. Maybe I thought it would be funny? Sorry, I keep distracting you. You said you were looking forward to reading, but I keep going on about all this nonsense. I'll let you get to your reading. Oh, right. I hate these blank stares. Yeah, I guess I'll do that then. The conversation ends quickly and Natsuki opens her book. The two read silently for the remainder of the lunch hour, but the whole time Yuri feels distracted by a twist of regret hanging over her, having so abruptly forced an end to their conversation. You're number 2. That really didn't take long. Yes, you should feel regret for ending the conversation so soon. Oh, we're in the hallway again. You're back. Yeah, I'm here to lay low again. So is this is day 3? Is this day 3 or is it just like the next break? for day 2. Oh, no, day 3. During lunchtime, Natsuki finds herself having wandered to the stairwell once more. Hey, did you buy that? Natsuki quickly notices a bottle of iced tea in the staircase where she normally sits. Yuri nods, avoiding eye contact. What, like, for me? You didn't know I was coming here today. What if I didn't show up? Well, I just mean I would have to drink it myself, I guess. It was a stupid thing to do. No, it wasn't stupid. I just thought... Never mind. What I meant to say is thank you. And that's a really nice gesture. It's okay if you don't feel that way. I do. It was the other thing that I meant I didn't mean. I swear, please believe me. Yuri pauses, then nods. Talking is hard. I get it wrong too a lot. So I believe you. Natsuki exhales in relief. She then sits down next to Yuri and takes the drink. Knowing Yuri, she probably overthinking too much that Natsuki's tepid response filled her with self-doubt. I'll do something nice for you next time. Please, don't feel obligated. I want to. I want to do some nice things. Okay. Thank you. You can thank me after I figure out how to do something nice. I'll do it too then. Natsuki sighs. Nothing. Just reminds me of how I haven't been getting along with my friends lately. Is that why you've been coming here? Well, not exactly. I haven't been avoiding them on purpose. Oh my god! Fucking hell. That's 4. Or anything. There's just other things I'd like to be doing during lunch lately. I've been around them when we're all having fun, but they also just can't take anything seriously. So when I'm, I don't know, feeling serious, then their attitudes just get on my nerves. It's only gotten worse since I joined the literature club. How come? I don't know. I feel like I used to be really good with just putting up with it because it would be so stupid to cause drama over a joke I didn't like or something. But I just have a hard time doing that lately. But it's my fault for being overly sensitive. If I have a problem, I'm not going to demand for everyone else around me to change. But, yeah, I know. Monica and Sayori really don't agree with that kind of thing. But they're not in my position, so it's easy for them to say that you should just communicate your feelings or whatever. It's not like my friend group does that kind of thing. I would just be making an embarrassment of myself. Sorry, none of this has anything to do with you. I don't know why I'm talking about it. It's okay. I like listening. What? Listening to other people's problems? Yes. That's weird. You're not Sayori, stop that. I didn't see that. Was that just a ... Oh, that was just a ... Sorry. I just like learning about people. Do you think it's weird? No, it's not weird. I probably just misunderstood, so... I don't know, does that mean I should keep going? If you'd like. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what to talk about now. What are some things that you like about your friends? I like a lot of things. I mean, they're really fun to hang out with, like, after school and on the weekends, and they really like my baking. It's fun to complain about school together. They make me laugh a lot, and we have a lot of good memories and inside jokes. Oh. I'm bad at a lot of those things. So? Are those things that are they all things that are... That's fine! That is 5. Are they all things that are important to you? Well, kind of, but they're not things that I need to get out of everybody. Everyone in the club is really different from that, but I'm still friends with them too. Well, Sayori really likes your baking, and she makes you laugh, and she complains a lot. That doesn't mean she's anything like my other friends. Well, unlike them, she's a nice person who cares about your feelings. Excuse me? How about you don't talk that way about my friends that you don't know anything about? Natsuki stands up. No, wait. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I don't want to say something bad. Please don't leave. Natsuki sighs and shakes her head. It's fine. Well, Yuri's kind of right. They don't really seem to give a shit about her. They just make fun of her for liking manga from what it sounds. It's fine. As long as you understand that you can't judge people like that. I'm sorry. Natsuki sits back down. You can't just compare friends like that and like measure who's better and who's better than who. Everyone's different. I'm sorry. I just I just don't like when people want to hurt you. A moment of silence stretches between them. They don't want to hurt me. We just like to tease each other about stupid things. It's fun. I don't like that. Well, that's why I'm friends with them and you're not. You like it? Just don't worry so much about me. It's not worth it. I'm sorry. I wish I knew how people would help with social conflicts. Like how Monica can. She's good at these things. Not really. Also, I don't always want help. Sometimes it's just stuff I have to deal with myself. That's what Monica and Sayori never seem to understand. Sometimes all you do is look at them wrong and they'll think like, oh, what's wrong? Is everything okay? I just want to mind my own business sometimes and decide myself if I want to talk about things. The only one who understands that is you. So you really shouldn't have been hard on yourself. Not as bad as you think. Oh? You don't need to reassure me or anything. I mean that. Plus, it makes sense that someone who doesn't talk a lot would make a good listener. Thank you. You're also nice. It's really hard for me. It doesn't come out naturally at all. It's weird because I always thought to myself as someone who can say whatever's on my mind, but I feel like that only works when I'm annoyed, or upset, or I want to say something mean. Why am I like that? You don't have to answer that, I'm just talking to myself. Yuri nods and remains silent. Natsuki notices her fidgeting with the pages of her book. How come you like reading so much? Oh, a lot of reasons. But I just get sucked into it so easily. It's so immersive, I want to be a part of it. Pillow. I think there is a lot of things that people in real life that make me feel uncomfortable and frustrated. Especially when it comes to following social conventions and group interactions. I just don't really understand it, and I have no real desire to participate. But it's different with books. It feels like I always want to be around the characters. I feel such a strong emotional connection with them in ways that I've never felt with real people. So in that way, it can sometimes feel more real than real life. Really? It's hard for you to be around people like that, like all the time? Fairly often, especially in group situations. When people are making all kinds of conversations and saying jokes and all that I don't know what to do, and I just disengage. Oh, that doesn't get lonely? I don't think so. I can still enjoy spending time with people one-on-one, and I have online friends too, of course. Blank. Do you ever wish that you could be friends with the characters in your books? All the time. If you read that much and you don't wish you were friends with the characters in the book, there's something wrong with you. Like, am I the only one who thinks that? If you're watching a show or reading a book, as if you wouldn't want to be friends with the characters in that set form of whatever you're watching or reading. That would just be the best. Depending on what you're reading. But like, if you're as heavily into something as Yuri is, constantly reading that book, I would be surprised if you didn't. Holy shit, I have 18 subscribers. When did that happen? Yeah, if you're invested into something as much as Yuri, of course you would want to be friends with the characters. Sometimes so badly that it makes my heart ache. Yeah, me too. Really? Mm-hmm. A lot. Like, more than anything. After Natsuki mutters that, silence falls at the stairwell once more. But it's a mutual silence. One of full understanding. We going to another day? Oh no, we got kicked out. Okay. How long will that take? That only took 25 minutes. I feel like that was shorter than most of them. Hello? Oh, my game's gonna crash. Hello? Doki Doki? Oh, okay, we're working again. Sweet. So we're still missing a single poem. Still missing 3 of these, but I dare say one of them is going to be, obviously, the side story. I just don't know what the other 2 are going to be. Missing 3 secrets, which I need to play through Act 2 again. 4. Missing 3 sketches. And missing a good majority of the chroma. We're getting there, eventually. Alright, self-love, part 2. Before I do that, I'm gonna go get a drink, because I'm thirsty. How long have we been going for? 26 minutes with a grand total of 5 yawns. That's pretty decent, actually. Chocolate milk or cordial? Cordial. So why not? Okay! Let's begin the story of self-love part 2. Self-love, yes. Oh, we're at the stairwell again. Hey. Oh, hello. I almost thought you weren't coming today. Yeah, well, lunch is already more than halfway over. Natsuki had typically been meeting Yuri in the stairwell much earlier, since it had been a good way of dodging her friends when she didn't feel like seeing them. Today she's holding a large plastic container in both hands. I ran into my friends, so I hung out with them for a while. Is that so? Yeah. I was in a good mood today, so I figured I hadn't seen them in a while, which I had to come up with an excuse for, but I accepted that. Plus, I have way more of these than I know what to do with, so I figured I would share them with you. As she sits down, Natsuki opens the lid of her container. You made cupcakes? You know it. It's been a while at this point, so I figured it's about time again. You can take one if you want. Yuri takes a cupcake and carefully twirls it between her fingers. It's brown with dark green frosting, immaculately shaped into a floral pattern, and topped with some kind of glittery powder. How pretty! I just ate, so I may not be able to finish it. Are they for the club? I guess so. I didn't really think about it, I just made them. Ah, I just thought because they're green it's Monica's favorite color, right? Well, yeah, but that's not really... Yuri takes a small bite. That's green tea flavored. ... I love green tea. Do you? It was just a random idea I wanted to try. That was not random. This is your way of being nice to her because she bought you that drink. Don't laugh at me. I'm not. I just felt happy. Oh, sorry. Usually when... Never mind. What I mean is I'm glad. Sorry for saying dumb things again. I just wanted to do something nice. And this is something I happen to be good at. And I don't know what you like... I didn't know that you liked them from past experience. Yuri turns red, recalling the time she treated herself rather generously to Natsuki's cupcakes. Ironically, her mouth is too full of cupcakes to stammer an excuse, so she just settles for a disapproving look. How did you get into baking? Oh, well, I don't know, I kinda just always appealed to me. Well, a few years ago, I read this one manga with a lot of baking, so I got like super into it for a while. I was probably making stuff almost every day. But it has something that I always knew I liked, and it's like baking. It's like art, but when you get good at it, it gets more delicious too. I'm struggling to imagine myself putting my heart into something so artistic, knowing that I would just be it would just be eaten afterwards. Maybe you're too practical for it. I think I prefer to be on the receiving end. That's my other favorite part of it. It's something I can do that makes people happy, like unconditionally. Everyone is always so thankful, and in that moment, you get to be like the bringer of joy. I don't know, it just makes me feel valued. Yeah, I guess. So you were able to make up with your friends today? There wasn't really anything to make up with them about. We weren't fighting or anything. You weren't? Maybe I misunderstood. It only turns into a fight if I lose my cool. And that's just unnecessary drama. It only makes things worse. So they're not going to stop? I mean, it only happens sometimes anyway. It's just the way they are. I missed like the second half of that. I'm the only one who ever has a problem with it. It's not worth it. Especially since I have somewhere to go now and when I don't feel like hanging out with them. Oh, I see. The cupcake's empty foil wrapper audibly crinkles as Yuri clenches a fist. I'm glad the situation is resolved. And that you don't have to avoid them anymore. Yeah, me too. And I don't have to bother your alone time anymore. I'm sure you have a lot of reading to catch up on. Yeah. I know that the cupcakes are basically nothing compared to all the stuff you've done for me, but it's the best I can do. So can you have the rest of them? Natsuki grabs a box and slides it over to Yuri's feet. Yuri stares at the box. Then she shakes her head and slides them back. You should save them for your friends. But I made them for you. Natsuki's voice whines as she protests. I know. And I like them very much, exactly as you thought. You succeeded. But I know you care about making your other friends happy too. And if this is the way you know how to make that happen, then I'm not going to take it away from you. No, they were for making you happy. You make me happy. You're worth more than cupcakes to some people. That's why they want to spend time with you. And be your friend. Without warning, tears pour from Natsuki's eyes. She pulls her knees to her chest and starts sobbing into her arms. Natsuki? I'm such a bad person. Yuri stammers, feeling panicked. I didn't mean to say something bad. Natsuki shakes her head and wipes her eyes. You didn't. Natsuki tries to choke back her sobs, but struggles to speak through them. I just really hate myself sometimes. And it feels so wrong when you say those nice things to me. Like, I don't deserve it. I'm sorry. No, I am. I'm so difficult, and I can't think of even a single thing about myself that somebody would like. ... And I hated myself for bothering you during lunch. I just thought it was my chance to be a good person, like to be nice and do the things you wrote about in the letter. I knew if I tried in the club, Sayori and Monica would be super annoying and make a huge deal out of it. You know? I think a lot of those negative things too about myself. I never felt like a good person. I always scrutinize everything I say, and later I feel like I said all the wrong things. And I just spend so much time thinking about myself, hating myself, and feeling like everyone else must hate me too. So I understand some of that through my own through my own experiences. There's number 6. That's 5. There we go. And that's why I wanted to write the letter and express my feelings. It pained me to see those things in someone else that I saw in myself. ... Natsuki stifles Yuri's resilient rustles through her bag and pulls out some tissues, then hands them to Natsuki. Monica told me that it takes a good person to reflect on these things. The desire to improve yourself, that makes you a good person, so don't worry so much. Also, there are things about you that people would like, so... Blank. Like what? Like how you're fun for people to be around, and you're not shy, and you know how to make people laugh. You're very passionate about things, and you know how to take lead. I'm dying. And you care a lot about other people. It's just a lot of things. Oh. Oh? Well, now you're making me feel really embarrassed. Well, you're not the one who asked. And don't you think I feel embarrassed? Natsuki tries to hide a smile. Then she sighs as it fades again. Every time I come here, I always think it's the last time, but then I keep coming back for some reason. Is that bad? It's just really confusing. I mean, my friends and I go way back, so ditching them all the time feels like I don't know. Feels like what? Natsuki's voice gets quiet. Maybe I'm scared that they'll get mad at me. I really don't know what to do. She pauses. Yuri stares into the distance, tracing her eyes. You're a person. Hi, person. You good? You seem annoyed. What's wrong? You seem exceedingly annoyed. What's wrong? Okay, bye, sis. That was weird. She pauses. Yuri stares into the distance, tracing her eyes along the patterns of the floor tiles, while she thinks to herself. What would you do, hypothetically, if your friends were happy for you instead of mad at you? Happy for what? Happy that your new club is making you happy. Well, that's just not a fair hypothetical. Natsuki says that, but with little confidence in her voice. I always told myself that I don't rely on the approval of others to be happy, and I still feel that way, but I'm spending time with people who put me down whenever I don't have their approval. That's probably what's making me feel so confused, because I'm threatened out of the things that should make me happy. So no matter what, it's like I have to be unhappy to be happy. It makes my head hurt. That must make it really difficult to feel comfortable with yourself. Being made to feel like you're wrong just for being the person you are. It really goes against everything I believe in, doesn't it? I guess it goes against the kind of person I want to be. The door is swinging. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with a lot of things. Natsuki pauses, her palms into her forehead, presses her palms into her forehead, and shakes her head. I know what's best for me, but I keep convincing myself out of it. It's so much easier to be comfortably unhappy than it is to do something scary. To do what? You know, to end it. With them? Natsuki nods. I didn't think you were actively considering that as an option. I wasn't until recently. It's just one of those things where, like, it's been a certain way for so long that you just get used to it. Like, so much of you has gone into it. So much of it feels like that's just how your life is. And throwing it away like throwing away such a big part of your life. It makes me feel sick to think about it. Natsuki sighs. It's just really scary. It's terrifying. Who are you scared of? I don't know. A lot of things. Like being alone. Not having anyone to talk or hang out with. Not being able to replace what I have with them. And I don't want them to hate me. I'm scared they'll hurt me for going against them. Physically? Not physically, but Yuri clenches her fists. Natsuki? What? If anyone thinks to cause you harm, I will unleash hell upon them. Natsuki snorts in laughter. Don't laugh at me! Sorry, I like that. It's all... Oh? Well, I meant it. I know you did. Natsuki gives Yuri an enduring look. I needed it. As the conversation leaves, Natsuki again slides her box of cupcakes over to Yuri. Just take them, okay? I don't want other people to have them anymore. Are you sure? Natsuki nods. I'm sure. I will then. I'll enjoy them. Natsuki looks away, but a feeling of warmth spreads throughout her. She holds on to that feeling, knowing it will give her courage. And day 2. Day 2? My phone just went off. It's a message from Garrett. Okay, I'll look at that after. Ah, you're here first today. Mm-hmm. And you brought reading material. Mm-hmm. Natsuki is sitting in her usual spot, this time holding a volume of her manga, while her lunch sits beside her. Yuri sits down as well and opens her own book. It sucks when a good series has to come to an end. Like, it's such a big part of your life, and then one day there's just nothing left. It makes you feel so empty. Unfortunately, I'm about to experience that myself. I'm on the last book in this series. That sucks. But there's also something satisfying about letting a story conclude. I don't know, if I'd want it to go on forever, maybe. But there's some things that I wish I could. Well, if you want a series that goes on forever, One Piece. That just doesn't seem to end anytime soon. On the other hand, have you read something that overstayed its welcome? Yeah, definitely. I can think of at least one thing that I've read and got pretty unbearable like halfway through and the ending really sucked. So it sucks when something has to end, but it also sucks when they keep inventing more plot until you don't like it anymore. I guess it sucks either way. Well, that's the nature of all things that come to an end. The two fall silent. They slowly eat while making their way through their respective reading material. Except Natsuki doesn't seem to be touching her food at all. You don't go out during the weekends, right? Excuse me? Like, with friends, at the mall, or downtown, or whatever. I'm not a total shut-in, you know. Oh, my bad for making assumptions. Well, I'm sure I go out less than other people like you, and the others in the club. I don't really meet with friends and abruptly spend time like that. I'm usually meeting with my board game group. Board game group? It doesn't matter, it's really more nerdy stuff. Why do you ask anyway? I was just curious, I just realized I couldn't picture it, so I was just curious. Yuri looks at Natsuki and realizes she's shaking. Don't look at me like that. Sorry. Natsuki pulls her knees into her chest and puts her head down. Oh, here comes the crying again. I can't take this. Did I do something? Yuri gets flustered, her mind racing over what she may have said or done. I did. I ended it. I texted them earlier telling them, and then I just blocked them because I was afraid of their responses. And now it feels like I'm dying inside. Oh. That's... I'm sorry. Totally unsure of what to do, Yuri can barely find any words of support to offer. Meanwhile, the sound of Natsuki's unusual hard breathing fills the air. Then she speaks again, barely above a whisper. Help me. I feel sick and I want to hit my head against things. Please help, I can't take this. You may be having a panic attack. With that realization, Yuri's demeanor suddenly changes. I have experience with this, so I'll help you through it, okay? Natsuki meekly nods through her rapid breathing, head still buried in her knees. Yuri slides herself to Natsuki and sits on the step behind her. Then she puts her hands on Natsuki's shoulders. Can you feel my hands? Natsuki nods. Her shaking becomes more apparent though, Yuri's sense of touch. Yuri keeps her voice low and gentle. You're safe right now. You're in a good and safe place where nothing can hurt you. Natsuki nods once more. Although Yuri is only touching Natsuki's shoulder, she can practically feel her racing pulse through the base of her neck. We'll do a breathing exercise together. All you have to do is listen to my breath and breathe along with me. Let's breathe in a row. Let's breathe now. Let's breathe now, yes. Bloody, I don't know what you were doing beforehand. Definitely not breathing. No, no, no. Yuri takes a deep, slow breath. Breathe. Beneath her hand, she feels Natsuki's shoulders rise as Natsuki takes a breath of her own, trying to mimic Yuri. They exhale together, although Natsuki's breath shakes on the way out. That's good, let's keep going. Yuri breathes in once more, and Natsuki joins her. They continue like that for more cycles while Yuri closely monitors. Eventually, Yuri feels Natsuki rest more of her weight into Yuri's palms. Let's focus on the physical world. All you have to do is focus on the feeling of your breath going in and out, and the weight of my hands in your shoulders. You're in a safe and comfortable physical space. Why did that have to cut to black? That was weird. I stretch and yawn. Oh no, no yawn. Okay. I thought I needed to yawn, but I didn't. No, there it is. Okay, that's yawn number 7. Meanwhile, minutes pass in silence. By now, the worst of it has passed, but Yuri is determined not to move away until Natsuki promotes her. Meanwhile, Natsuki has lifted her head off her knees, and her breathing has mostly steadied. Then she takes a final deep breath and slowly pulls herself to her feet, causing Yuri to let go. She stretches her arms. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you freak out. I didn't mean to freak out. I don't know what my deal is. You don't have to apologize, it's just enormously stressful for you. Is this going to keep happening? It may, or it may not. We can take measures to prevent it in the future, but I think it will naturally get better over time. Natsuki motions to sit back down and Yuri moves over. Yuri turns to pick up her open book from the dusty floor, which she had hastily set down earlier. She brushes the dust off the corner. I don't think I could have gotten through that alone. You're not alone. Feeling shy again, Yuri speaks into her own lap. From now on, you don't have to do anything alone. Oh, we're fading to black again. And as she says that, Yuri tenses up. It's rare for her to openly share her thoughts. But something about Natsuki, of all people, makes it feel more natural to do so. Perhaps because, like Yuri, Natsuki is so timid and uncertain of herself. Natsuki does such a good job at hiding it that it's taken a long time for Yuri to finally realize it. And because of that, Yuri is able to deliver the reassurance that she herself would have wanted. Okay, that's yawn out. Demonstrating that you deserve the love of others. If you can accept that for the first time, then perhaps you can begin the tumultuous journey of learning to love yourself. Oh, they're not even sitting on the stairs. I thought like the entire time they were sitting on the stairs. No, they've been sitting on the floor. Okay. Do you really mean that? You're probably going to regret saying that if you do. How so? Because I'm probably going to have a lot of free time during the weekends from now on. So you're going to give me permission to be as annoying as I want to drag you around to a lot of places? I see. But you already said it, so you can't take it back now. Well, I suppose I have no choice but to accept responsibility then. I know a good ice cream place. Oh? That means you'll finally figure out my favorite ice cream flavor. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, you don't remember? The first day you came into the club, you guessed everyone's favorite ice cream flavor. But for me, you said you had no idea. Seriously? I don't remember that at all. Oh wait, yes I do. I said it was probably green tea. Yuri shakes her head. It's a good guess, but my favorite is usually to get chocolate and raspberry together. Chocolate and raspberry? How fancy. How is that fancy? Oh, I don't know. I feel like I should have guessed something like that. Well, maybe next time I'll try chocolate and strawberry. Hey, strawberry is my favorite. What a coincidence. Oh god, I think it helps to have something to look forward to. I still have a sick feeling in my stomach, but it's easier now to convince myself that I did the right thing. And is there anything better that you could be doing? Not that I know of. There's nothing that would make this easy for me. and you already did more than I thought anyone could. Come to think of it, we never talked about the letter you wrote. But I feel like we're past that at this point. I don't even know if I want to talk about it. Except that I think it helped me understand my needs a little bit better. The way I like to be treated. And the kind of friends that I want to have. That's why I wanted to start coming here in the first place, even though I was so scared of causing more problems. I thought it was a coincidence that you ran into me here instantly. Oh, well, not exactly. What do you mean? Nothing. Blank! I may have tracked you down first, with the help of Sayori. That's... But you said... I was shy, okay? I wasn't ready to, like... Whatever, you know what I'm saying. Well, I guess I'm glad you worked up the courage. Even if it was in your own way. I can tell that you've been making a lot of difficult decisions. It's brave, and it will make you better in the long run. I think anyone would be proud of you for it. Anyone? I probably read that wrong, that doesn't sound right. You mean like you? Yes. Like me. You know I could get used to this? You know? I could get used to this. As long as you don't tease me too much. Fine. Just a little then. That's fine. I know how uncertain everything makes you feel right now. But I really do think that good things are in store. Those are my honest feelings. Thanks. It feels nice to be reassured. The two girls continue their conversation through the remainder of lunch, but a new feeling hangs in the air, a feeling of greater certainty in their path forward. In just a few hours, there will be another literature club meeting where the 4 club members will happily spend time together. Each of them, all with their own special qualities, have something unique that they can deliver to one another. Through friendship and literature, the club members will continue to grow and find new happiness together. The end of each chapter is the start of the next, Yuri thinks to herself. Since she's about to finish a long-running series, it would be best for her to have a new book lined up. Perhaps this weekend would be a good time to visit the bookstore. Together. And end. That was cool. That's really cool. Well, that's the end of that. Where is it? The CG. Yeah, here it is. But, a new scene from Side Story Self-Love. So we're still missing 2 promos. Have no idea how to get those. 3 secrets, but I need to get those in Act 2. 3 sketches, I have no idea how to get those. 4 promos I know how to get. However, the other 2 promos I have no idea. The fuck is this? Equals. Okay. Also, we didn't get any new mail. That's not mail, that's files. Yeah, we did. Oh, wait, no, never mind, we did. Why is there no purple, pink dot thing? Issue caused by unprotected memory. Did we have this? I think we read this. Anyway. Binary data... What's this one called? Binary data in VM2. I made some new headway in the VM2. Don't get too excited. It's still impossible to establish any kind of stable connection. But it occurred to me that I could at least run a memory dump through some pattern analysis routines to see if we can decipher any digital data from their VM. I don't want to hog all the server time on a hunch, but I have some preliminary results that indicate the presence of binary computer systems. Based on this, I'm going to schedule 3 days of the server time next week to isolate chunks of the memory that appear to be binary data. If successful, we'll definitely be able to find some encoded text and get our first tiny glimpse of VM2. Don't mind me though, just keep going nuts on VM1 and hopefully I'll have more to share soon. This is so weird. This is exceedingly weird, just random shit. We have a side story equals. What's this? Do I want to click on that now? I don't know if I want to click on that now. I don't know how long that's going to take. I just realized I didn't even get... There should be a Steam achievement for finishing all the side stories, but I dare say I didn't get that due to the fact that, obviously, we haven't beaten it yet. Yeah, finish all side stories. So there still is one more data to get. Alright, I'm probably going to end this stream here. I'm going to do what is it? Equals? Yeah, I'm going to do equals today, however. That will be in a few hours or so. Yeah. I'll be back in like an hour, hour and a half-ish to do equals. So if you like the stream, please leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you all next time. Bye. Yeah. I'll be back in like an hour,